Hey guys, Ryan Smith with the Ryan Smith Home Selling Team here to discuss how do I respond to a lowball offer. What do you do if you've got your house on the market seems like it's slowed down, and you get a low offer? Do you respond? What do you do? Well, let's talk about it next. Hey guys, it's Ryan here, just catching up. I want to talk about how do you respond to a lowball offer. Obviously, the real estate market has slowed down a little bit with interest rates that have kind of flattened out right around that 7% mark. So we're seeing houses staying on the market a little bit longer, which means that buyers are bringing in lower offers than they maybe have in the past. Now, that doesn't mean your house is going to sell for a much lower number, but we're seeing that buyers are trying to take advantage of the opportunity to get better deals. So what do you do if you have your house on the market and you receive a lowball offer? Well, there's three really key things that you can do to enable yourself to still be successful when you get an offer like this. So first off, you always want to go back and check the comps. And as you check the comps, the first thing you want to evaluate is my house really worth what I'm asking for it, right? Is it worth what I'm asking for it right now on the market? And so what you and your agent really then do is you begin to go back and look at what things have sold for around you and whether it is a reasonable price that you've got your house listed at. Well, after you've kind of done that and you've checked and seen, okay, well, yes, it really is worth what I'm asking for it. The next thing to do would be to ask the buyer's agent, what comps do they have right now, right? So, because it could be a very easy thing to work out. You go and show them the comps that you have as a seller, and share those with the buyer. And they may realize once you do that, hey, the house is worth more than what I was asking for it. So they might be willing to pay more simply by doing that. Keep in mind that the market is really going to determine what your house sells for and not your asking price. So understand that everybody has a number they want to get to, but really what you need to see is where is the market selling at? Like, where are the houses actually selling at on the market? And that's really what you want to pay attention to in the comps that you share with the buyer and their agent. So if the market is showing your house selling for more, right, and houses like yours are selling for more in today's market, that's relevant information to share with them, and it may get them up. But it's also very relevant information for you to know as the seller. So first thing we want to do is we want to go back and check the comps. Second thing, you should almost always counteroffer. So after you've gone back, you've checked comps, you've sent them to the buyer's agent, they've shared them with their buyer, you've got an idea where the market's at. And let's say you've done all that and the buyer still doesn't want to negotiate. They still don't want to come up from sharing those comps. You should always still at least try to counteroffer. So what you're doing there is saying, hey, I'm going to be reasonable and I'm going to try to work with this person. And then I'm going to see if that person is going to be willing to work with me back. And, sometimes, here's the deal. Sometimes that buyer's so stuck and he wants it his way or the highway and he's not willing to move and he's giving you the low offer and you've tried to offer him. And at that point, yeah, it is okay to walk away from that and at least walk away knowing that you tried. But with the market slowing down a little bit, people are going to have to negotiate a little bit more. So trying to do what you can in good faith to counteroffer them is a valuable step in trying to get your house sold for as much as it will sell for in today's market. But keep in mind, you need a buyer working in good faith too. That buyer needs to be able to see what the market's selling for and in good faith be willing to pay with whatever the market is. And then finally, the other thing that you can do is, let's say that we're not able to work it out on the numbers. Sometimes there's a way to make a deal work by compromising on other terms. That could be working through maybe a closing date that's really important to you. And there might be some value there in closing at the perfect time, or coordinating a lease back so that you're moving out on a timeline that's really helpful for you, or any number of another different terms that could be on this contract. Closing costs, working through the closing cost number with the buyer. All these might be ways to save money and then add value to you as the seller. And in doing so, there might be other ways to work through this deal without only having to negotiate on the price. So there can sometimes be multiple ways to find things that will work for you and accomplish what you want. And it's just maybe coming outside of the box and not only looking at the price, but also looking at some of the other terms to see what you can compromise on there. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of what you can do if you do get that lowball offer. Let's start with the comp, right? Let's make sure it's worth what we're asking for. And then let's show that to the buyers and the buyer's agent to see if we can maybe use that to get them up. If not, let's give a reasonable counteroffer, right? Something that would still shows that you're working in good faith, but gives you the best chance to sell the house for a reasonable number in today's market. And then finally, let's look at those other terms. If we're just dug in and there's no way to make it work, let's see if maybe we can shift some of those other terms around in a way that can help you still accomplish what you're after. So hope that's been helpful. If you have specific questions, reach out to me, 213-5335. Once again, 254-213-5335, or look us up on the web, ryansmithhomes.com. Always a pleasure to serve you and give world-class service in the industry to you and your family. So take care. We'll talk to you on the next one.